Welcome to this week's video. You might be having coffee at home, but it's certainly not the right temperature for that. The last sort of 4 or 5 days, I think it's been the most consecutive amount of days over 30 in September, which is a bit of a record, and tomorrow allegedly is going to be the warmest day of the year. So I certainly didn't want to go out all day, especially in the heat of the day, so I've decided to come to Hartley Westpool dawn and dusk. I haven't been down for sort of 4 or 5 months really, so what I need to do is to try and catch up on what's been going on. The fields have changed drastically since the last time I've been. They've harvested one field and planted a winter crop, which doesn't look as if it's going to be good for the deer. I can't imagine them going on to that. The crop that's there is just starting to grow, but so that could be potentially quite good in a couple of months' time. Over winter, that'll be a place where they'll probably feed quite a bit. But the second field has got the hay bales, so I'm hoping to be able to catch them in amongst that. It was quite nice a couple of years ago when I did that, so give it a go. Hopefully try and catch a nice dawn or dusk. There's been some glorious ones. I've been travelling to work past this venue, and the mist off the Loddon has been really quite nice, so I can catch that as well, and that's even better. Well, let's see what comes. There's a hedgerow that separates this newly planted field and the one that I'm intending to film from. So what I'm going to probably do, tuck myself on the hedge here on the left hand side. And about half an hour before dusk, this young buck came out and unfortunately rumbled my position almost straight away. I have the treasure pan suit on. The wind's coming directly into my face, but the sun, as you can see, is dropping, so the light is coming directly at me, and I'm wondering whether it's the front element that he can maybe see a reflection from. My wildlife lens has got a 90mm front element, so it's quite large, but I'm keeping as still as I possibly can just to see whether he calms down. It continues through the field. Looks as if I've sparked his interest. He's feeling a little bit bolder, coming forward. Just trying not to move or make any sound. But I think I've seen it before, a couple of years back, with a fallow deer. They seem to concentrate on that front element, moving around. Not sure quite what to make of it, I guess. Love the way in which it just energetically bounces along. You can certainly see how they could clear quite high fences, really. It just moves around the field, keeps checking on me. I was hoping to have a slightly more relaxed view of him amongst these hay bales, but hey, it's just, he came into the field just so close to me. I was really quite pleased with the sunset, and eventually the sky lit up with a lovely orange colour. I returned in the morning, set up in the same position, but experience tells me they'll move from the left-hand side back up the hill and into the woods. Right over the far side, I could see a doe with, it looks like, 2 of this year's kids. It looks as if it's just spooked a hare. Earlier in the morning, just as I got here, there was a fox. I didn't have time to film it, but I noticed he went down to the bottom of the field and spooked a hare down there. I don't think he had any chance of catching it. But looking at the doe, uncertain whether it's the doe that we followed last year quite intently. The kids are just starting to lose the spots. You can just see them on the rump. It would have been nice to see them growing up over the summer, but I was off doing other things. I think definitely visit here more in the winter just to see how they get on. Very inquisitive, looking around. The doe, I'd like to think it's the one I followed most of last year. She successfully raised 2 kids. Tucking in here. So again, I think I'll invest a bit of time watching their progress over the winter. Unfortunately, the young buck came in. Now, whilst I was filming, I noticed something to the left-hand side of me, and rather than come up or down the field as he did previously, he came from the hedge that I've got my back to. I have seen this before, where they move from one field to the other through the hedge. The hedge is quite a deep hedge, and there's a little drainage ditch that goes through it, and I've got a funny feeling they traverse up and down. But he moved away from me, down to the bottom of the field, and I thought he was going to come back. Fortunately, he seems to like this hedge with the blackberries. Worked its way slowly back up the hill. As he was getting closer, I was thinking, this could be interesting. I'm going to disturb him again, which I didn't fancy doing. Just hoped the camouflage would hold up. Love the colour. You can just see the summer colour giving way to that darker winter brown across the back. The antlers are quite uniform, although on the left hand side shows just a little bit of wear on the tips. Didn't have to worry about spooking. He returned back into the hedge, exactly the same place that he entered the field. So I returned for a second evening just to see whether I could get a lovely sunset backdrop to this sunflower field. But it just didn't quite kick off how I imagined it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, get a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. And I hope the weather cools off for you next week and whatever you do. And hopefully it'll be lovely to see you in the next one.